Whether it is slamming someone down on a mat or hitting a little white ball as far as I can, sports have always been a major part of my life. I did not realize it when I was a little kid, but I absolutely loved it. I loved everything to do with sports. I loved being outside, but only if it was on my terms. I was very stubborn, like Bree said. I was a very stubborn kid. My dad, he owns his own company where he builds pools and does custom concrete work. So as you can guess, we had a pool in our backyard. I grew up in that pool and swam just about every day when I was younger. When I was about 5 or 6, I went on a Disney cruise with my family, and immediately I noticed just this giant red tube slide that was just the most amazing thing to me at that time. And I was so excited, and I could not wait until I could go down that. But when we finally put on our bathing suits, walked up to the slide, started swimming a little bit, I got to the very top where they had a lifeguard and a little thing that said you have to be this tall to ride without a life vest. But since I had been swimming so much when I was little, I thought I was better than the lifeguard. So I argued with him for about 10 minutes about why I should not have to wear a life vest. I even told him that I was a better swimmer than he was. Yeah. But unfortunately, these were not the qualifications needed to ride the slide. But I was just too stubborn, so I decided to turn back around and walk down and not go on the slide the entire trip. I missed out because I was stubborn and just wanted to do things my own way. This was probably the beginning of my overconfidence with sports. When I was in 8th grade until sophomore year of high school, I played basketball, and it was just always pretty easy for me. It came naturally, and it was fun. I loved doing it, but I did not enjoy practicing. I thought that it was dumb, and I did not need to do it as much as everybody else did. So I still had my starting spot, and everything was fine with sports, but the game got a lot harder as I got older, and I had to put a lot more effort into it. I never lost my spot, but I was just putting in way more time than I really wanted to, and so I was just like, okay, I'm over it. And so I had shin splints in both shins with a few other injuries, but I kept playing, and then they turned into little fractures, it wasn't that bad. I could keep playing, but I used it as an excuse to quit, just because the game was getting harder and I didn't want to put in the effort. I looked for a different sport that I could do. I found wrestling. Everybody has told me that I have an aggressive attitude and I would be decent at wrestling, and so I went out my sophomore year. Immediately, I loved it. It was just something about going one-on-one with somebody else that was just super fascinating to me. The upperclassmen, they said that I was a lot more natural than most people are when you start, just because it's so awkward. And so I got to practice them. For the first year, I went undefeated, but it was the most work I had ever put into a sport in my entire life. We had about 6 hours of practice every day, and yeah, it was just gross. It was gross. It was a lot of work. So this was not the alternative I was looking for. I decided to quit because I figured that I was still playing baseball. Baseball was my main sport, just like both of my brothers. We all played. If I wasn't playing baseball, I was watching my brothers play baseball. I just grew up around it. I figured that it would be enough without any other sport to be playing that. But that was not the case, because as I was a junior, I was again stubborn with my coach, and I just did not get along with him. And so I ended up just playing that last year and then quitting. My senior year, I started to focus more of my active, energetic attention towards partying with all my friends and drinking a lot. So I started drinking a lot more in my entire senior year, which I really hadn't before in that, because I was just so focused on sports, but I had nothing else to do. So after my friends would win their games, I would make an excuse that I was going to go celebrate with them, but it was really just an excuse for me to go drink and have fun and do my own thing, because I didn't have my sport to deal with. Now that I'm in college and I watch my brother play a Division I sport, I realize that that's the only thing that I really wanted to do, and I'm really jealous that he put in the work to get to that point and I didn't. But that's part of life. And yeah, so he put in the work and I didn't, and it was just really frustrating because I always thought that sports were just so easy and that I was entitled to them, but I wasn't, obviously. sports are kind of like life, and now that I'm done with sports, it's too late. It's too late to start in college and hopefully go farther. Life is like my new sport. It's if I don't put in the work and effort that I needed to put in with my sports that I did not, I will regret life just the way that I regret the sports that I did because I was good, but I never really got to the point where I wanted to be. And if I don't put in the work now for life throughout college and the rest of my life, it's not going to be the life that I want it to be.